Hello and welcome to Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. I'm Naomi Higon and these are the headlines. To discuss on the Assam and Meghalaya border row issue, the Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Conrad K. Sangma, and the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma reached the residence of Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi. CMs are expected to submit recommendation to resolve the border dispute between the two states during the meeting. A 17-year-old resident of Arunachal Pradesh has allegedly been abducted by China's People's Liberation Army from Upper Siang district. The man, identified as Miram Taron, a native of Zido village, was abducted on Tuesday by the PLA, said the police. The Supreme Court upheld the order allowing reservation for the OBC and economically weaker sections and in NEET admissions for the year 2021 to 2022. Court said merit must be contextualized with respect to social and economic background. Azad Samaj Party, known as PIM Army, Chief Chandrasekhar Azad will contest the assembly elections from Karapur against Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister and BJP leader Yogi Adityanath. Now for the news in details. A 17-year-old resident of Arunachal Pradesh has allegedly been abducted by China's People's Liberation Army from the state's Upper Siang district, officials aware of the matter said on Wednesday. The man, identified as Miram Taron, a native of Zido village in Upper Siang district, was abducted on Tuesday by the PLA, said the police.
ये हमारे चीन के जो पीएलए के जो फौज है वो हमारे बिसिंग एरिया है, हम जिसको कहते हैं, ये सिंगला लुंगता जोर जिसको कहते हैं, सिंगला लुंगता जोर, यहाँ ये पिछले बार भी वो आए थे और जो अपना रास्ता जो है वो पूरा हमारा भारत के जो सीमा को पार करके वो अंदर वो रास्ता बनाए थे। और यही बच्चे थे जो उन्होंने जो उनसे भिड़कर जो हमारे चीन के जो कंस्ट्रक्शन एजेंसी सबको भगा दिया। अभी हमने सुना है कि एक मीराम तारन 17 साल का बच्चा था और उसका दोस्त था जोनी लाइन। तो अभी हम सुना है कि ये जो पीएलए लोग थे उनको हमारे अरुणाचल एरिया में सिंगला लुंगता जोर एरिया में आके उन्होंने वो लड़का को वो हड़प लिया है। तो बहुत ही अनफॉर्चुनेट बात है कि हमारे अरुणाचल में अभी भी चीन के लोग घुसपैठी कर रहे हैं।
The Indian Army has reached out to its Chinese counterpart after reports that a boy had gone missing. Defense establishment sources said that the People's Liberation Army had been contacted via the hotline to alert them that an Indian citizen out hunting had lost his way. China's assistance has been sought in locating and returning him in accordance with established protocol, sources said.
Boy from Arunachal Pradesh is reportedly abducted by the PLA troops in the Upper Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. This boy, along with his friends from Bishing village, had gone hunting and for collection of herbs in the upper reaches. His friends escaped, who reported that their friend Miram has been abducted by the PLA troops. Earlier also, PLA had abducted about 5 youths in September 2020 who had gone hunting in the upper Subansari district. However, the PLA released them after 10 days. We are hopeful that this boy who has been abducted by the PLA, who had gone for hunting and for collection of herbs, will be released soon.
To tell us more on this, I'm being joined by our senior news analyst Al Nguli, live from the newsroom. Hello sir, and thank you for joining me.
Hello Naomi.
Okay. Sir, and first off, in relation to the Arunachali teen who was abducted by the Chinese PLA a day ago, the Indian Army has reportedly reached out to the PLA to release the boy. So, is there any latest development on this, sir?
So far, no. I think the reports have been consistent regarding the missing person of the boy, and so far, all the reports are saying that the military, they have reached out to the Chinese military authorities in regard to the boy who has been missing since he went hunting with a group of friends somewhere in Upper Siang district. So right now we don't have any updates. Of course, the defense establishment, they have also they told media persons recently, especially NDTV also, that a boy went missing and he was lost, not kidnapped. I do not know if that's a diplomatic language that you are supposed to use, but one side is saying that boy was kidnapped, but the defense sources here is saying the boy went hunting and lost his way somewhere, so please return him to us, that kind of a language. But yeah, anyhow, so far the only thing right now we have is the military establishment has reached out to its Chinese counterpart, and we're waiting for updates in that regard now, May.
Okay, so there has been several incidents such as yesterday's where Arunachali man had been abducted in the past as well. So do you think these are deliberate act by the PLA or is it a mistaken identity?
Yes, this is not the first time that people from Arunachal have gone missing and later reported they are kidnapped by the Chinese forces near the border. When something happens in Arunachal Pradesh that invariably involves the Chinese army, the People Liberation Army, we have to look it from the point of view of the communist government's agenda of intrusion and distraction here. I'm not saying everything that happens is deliberate in a sense. I'm just saying that when it involves something, an entity that has been known for predatory tactics such as the Chinese government, you don't know. And right now there are several reports coming in saying that person was actually lost on the way during the hunting, and one side is saying he was kidnapped according to a friend of his. Of course, yes, there could be different sides to the story, but like I said, when it involves an entity like the Chinese, which is known for intrusions, for bullying people, for bullying governments, and who are known to engage in highly predatory tactics, then I think this is something you can consider deliberate, and it is something not new.
So, okay, so do you think these are the results of the standoff between India and China at the border, sir?
Yeah, Nami. Like I said, the communist government in China is not really strangers to predatory tactics and to bullying tactics also. And so we have to remember that the Chinese government, they consider Arunachal Pradesh, or a very large part of it, part of China. Actually, the Chinese call Arunachal Pradesh South Tibet. And that is a little bit weird because it's not a Chinese territory, and China claims about 90,000 square kilometers of Arunachal Pradesh, and in fact even calls Arunachal Pradesh Zangnan. Zangnan is the Chinese name of Arunachal Pradesh. So their interest in Arunachal Pradesh, it certainly in regard to the recent kidnapping reports that we have had. In regard to this, we can't really say if it's related to the border issue, but like I've already pointed out earlier, the Chinese is not stranger to predatory tactics and bullying. So while it might not be related directly to the border dispute, when you have a bully like that, you would certainly want to come in an area and fly into an area and assert your presence there and tell the people or the population there that, hey, we are here, we are not scared of you. That's why they are practically saying it's a bullying tactic, and they will keep on using this as a distraction, whether it's related to the border or not. Naomi.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Naomi.
Moving forward, in order to combat the menace of widespread availability and usage of drugs such as psychotropic substances and Indian-made foreign liquor, the Nagaland police had launched a campaign on January 11 to curb this danger that could pose to the youth. Here in Dimapur, the DCP crime Parad Laxman spoke to HornbillTV to shed a little light on this prevailing issue. Let's have a look at the details from our reporter Esther.
Crime, Bharat Lakshman, who is also the PRO of the Dimapur police. Recently, the Nagaland police has been cracking down on a lot of drugs and IMFL seizures and all over Nagaland and all districts. So we are going to be speaking about Dimapur with sir over here. So sir, can you tell us how this crackdown was decided to happen and Dimapur, the directive for Dimapur?
We received directives from our police headquarters that there are widespread reports about use of psychotropic substances in Dimapur and even Nagaland also. So we are given strict directions from headquarters to take this special drive, a month-long drive, to crack down on this menace, to save our youth from falling into this trap.
So it started on January 11th.
Yes, correct.
Till now, how many cases have been registered and how many people have been arrested in Dimapur regarding this?
See, as far as Dimapur is concerned, so far till today we have registered 10 cases regarding NDPS and other cases, and we arrested 10 persons also. Yeah.
So these 10 people that have been arrested are all locals, or are they also transporting these drugs or liquor across the state or beyond the borders?
Actually, composition, we don't actually go whether it's a local or non-local. We see criminal as a criminal. Him being a native or otherwise has no bearing on the case.
Sir, and does the Dimapur police, do they just check gates for all these illegal drugs and alcohol to check at the gates, or are they also doing a thorough checking of in and around Dimapur town?
Even from beginning also, we used to do it across the district. And now also this drive is not only limited to the check gates. We are doing it across the district and every police station. Actually, in every police station, we have formed a special enforcement committee in Dimapur, which is headed by second in command of police station and comprising of 3 more personnel. So every police station in Dimapur, we have formed one enforcement committee to especially go for this month-long drive, and which will be assisted by special units from the CP office.
And what kind of drugs is being, brought to Dimapur, you would say? What kind of drugs is mostly, what is the average number of drugs, or the type of drug that is mostly being seized over here?
Mostly ganja is one of a substance which is illegally transported from this route. Apart from that, nowadays we are seeing a spike in the cases of brown sugar. And there is one drug called yaba tablets. It comes in the form of tablet. It comes mostly from Myanmar. And apart from that, SP capsules, nitrogen. So these are the common type of drugs which we find being transported from here or being used in the Dimapur.
So what is the next step after the seizure of these drugs, apart from destroying? We have seen time and again that the excise department does destroy a lot of IMFL and all that. So as the police also, when it comes to drugs, what is the next step after seizure?
Legally, once we seize a drug, so what we have to do, we forward it to the court, honorable court. From there, we draw samples and we send it to the forensic laboratories to ascertain whether it has the prohibited content or otherwise. Once it is ascertained, then as per the direction of honorable court, it is destroyed.
And also, what is the sentence of a person caught with drugs and then found guilty of all this? Does it depend on the amount of drugs and all? When you have seized it, that person may be, let's say, a truck driver or something transporting. What do you think is the sentence for such guilty?
In India, we have got something called NDPS Act, which is one of the most stringent act in the country we have. Of course, we have varying amount of punishment depending on the quantity, as you are rightly pointed out. So there is something called commercial quantity and there is something called small quantity. So depending on that quantity, punishment is there, and we have very high punishment under the NDPS Act.
And sir, would you say there are a lot of users of all these drugs in Dimapur? Have they been also caught apart from the sellers? Are buyers also in the arrested numbers?
See, as far as NDPS is concerned, so both sellers and buyers and those who are transporting it, all are criminal in the eyes of law. However, I think this is a very widespread and it's a multidisciplinary approach we need for this. Enforcement is only one aspect of it. You have to do awareness about how it is harmful to the society. I think civil society has a larger role to play in this. Apart from the medical department, we have to go for rehabilitation also. So we are not just seeing the drug users as the accused. We also see them as the victims, and we want to help them. We think this is a very serious problem. It needs a comprehensive approach, and we are not looking at this from only one perspective or only one lens. We also see the users as victim as well.
So coming to that then, in connection to that, when you see these users and are victims, you would say, after being caught with these drugs for usage, is the police also making the post, arrest better for them, or in a sense referring them to certain counseling or rehab?
See, we have certain NGOs which are working in this area. So as far as rehabilitation, of course, they are also doing their part. From police perspective, our job is basically to arrest the accused and to crack down on the network, whether the backward linkages and forward linkages, from where it is coming, source, how it is being transported, the route it is taking, and the destination. So we generally go with this direction when we investigate the drug cases. But of course, we do involve the NGOs. Honorable Court also sometimes give directions for that particular aspect. So I think criminal justice system is very well aware that it is not one-sided problem. It has to be looked from multiple angles.
In the report of the crackdown of this whole drug and alcohol crackdown, the Nagaland police had said that if anybody has information of people selling either drugs or alcohol, to come forward. So in Dimapur itself, have people come forward to give information about such sale of drugs or alcohol, be it in and around the commercial hub?
See, actually, we have given in the press also from our police headquarters. Unfortunately, we are not getting much input on that, but it's not very discouraging also. We have got some reports, and we are very thankful to the citizens of Dimapur for coming forward with the information, and wherever we have received information from our public, we have acted upon it.
A man and his wife has been arrested in Balsavet village of Maharashtra's Sadara for allegedly trashing a pregnant forest ranger over a forest labor transfer dispute. The man, an ex-village headman, is a member of the local forest committee. The victim, Sintu Sanap, a forest guard in Crackdown forest, alleged that since she joined duty, the accused would threaten her and demand money, but she would refuse. Sanap is 3 months pregnant following a complaint lodged in the Sadara Daluka police station against the accused, identified as village headman Ramchandra Jangar and his wife Pratibha Jangar. The two were arrested by the police. Chief Minister Nefirio laid the foundation stone for new DC office complex Zenoboto on 20th of January. Chief Minister Nefirio, speaking at the inauguration, said he hoped and prayed that the administration long failed needs for the DC office complex can come true as sooner as they expect. The government wants to establish DC office complex in all district headquarters so that all smaller departments can function under one roof, Rio added. Rio further informed that he had already sanctioned the money for Tuensang district and Zunheboto district, and the funds will be provided on time so that the work is completed on time.
Foundation stone for Zunheboto Deputy Commissioner complex. I hope and pray that the administration long felt needs for a DC office complex. A dream will come true and sooner than we expect. Today, government wanted to establish all the district headquarters with DC complex, where other smaller departments can function together under one roof, so that there will be better coordinations. I had already sanctioned money for Tuensang and Zunheboto, and today I'm laying foundation stone here. We will see that funds are provided on time, and the work will be done on time with quality control. So the public vigilance, the administration supervision, and the engineering department and contractors should do a good job.
The new edition of Innovation Hub and Space Education Center by Government of Nagaland, the Science Center, was launched in the year of 2018. The objective of the new edition is to support the young students to cater their creativity and nurture their interest in science and technology. Innovation Hub and Space Education Center provides various facilities. Let's have a look at the details with our reporter Jeevan Rai.
Innovation Hub and Space Education Center ko aru ete ki facilities khan pai ami khan engineer Vico Zale junior mentor tailori janibu.
This Innovation Hub, it's the latest edition. 3 saal it was in 2018 there ami chief minister honorable chief minister ra inaugurate koriche. Ami la main objective to bacha hange school student hobi college student khan hobi tahange तानला प्रोजेक्ट इंटरेस्ट आइडिया की बात है तो तहन के मदद करेंगे बनावली दिवले मशीन होबी की होबी बनावली दिवले तहन के है मदद करेंगे फाइनेंशियली होले भी टेक्निकल गाइडेंस होले भी दिगेने तो हमें एतु करबले की फैसिलिटी है एतु दिखाई देबो हमें इतिया हमें रोबोटिक्स सेक्शन আছে একটা তো रोबोटिक्स सेक्शन तो डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ रोबोट्स থাকিব हमें लेगो रोबोट्स আছে आर्डिनो रोबोट আৰু একটা তো mechanical section, and then we have this CNC computer LED to thakibo LED machine thakibo it one chutu mutu ase holebi for a start students khan kare it one ase aru ekta section do electrical and electronic section ase tate do amian chutu mutu transformers khan ase aru equipments khan oscilloscope signal generators ki ase tade bi interest thake ando tade bi electrical electronics interest hayan tade bi parebo aro another section is build from scraps etu cupboard se jugad goine bi goy etu ki waste kan ase etu han waste saman electronics waste hobi ki waste hobi rakhi thake amian tade etu aro utilize kurine reuse kurine ki banabo parebo project kan etu ekta section ase aro ekta section do biochemistry section tade do life science la ki specimen kan thakibo microscope khan ki khan ase chemicals various chemicals ki khan ase tan ki tade experiment korbo parbo eto water testing ki chutu mutu eto han korbo parbo aro ekta section do resource center ami on resource center de do we have 24 hours 24/7 internet facility eto ase we have a 3D printer which is a relatively new technology 3D printer ase aro we have 9-10 computer systems where various software designs are there so that the students can utilize it cholai gine ki tanla design ki design banabo mona sele kuru parbo 3D printer de design guni print kuru parbo ineka ase so those are the various sections of our innovation hub. We have now we have 2 mentors I am the junior mentor, we have a chief mentor, and then we have an education assistant, we have technicians. So all together, aman modot kurine in our own capacity, students can modot kurle. Membership too, it's like this. We have been directed to take membership for students only for 1,000 rupees per year. Excel karne 1,000 rupees lobby. Iniga koise hole bi. Ita do amian ki guromon jase gulu students kan ge ani gene fee du chare bi ita do amian interest bacha hanla students kan la interest to tani gene tan la good ideas kan innovative ideas kan kiba kurugine tan ge ekta platform dibo. So be free utilize kurule to so free ase. Aro consumables kan du ki saman sob saman du na man be ki Korean hobo ki kujal khan se lagile ase thakibo libe as per the requirement lagile du man kini ne provide kuni dibo dange. It's not restricted to only students. School student ni hobo lage, college student ni hobo lage. India bi noy. Ene ame la prime focus to ki gane ekdam age to tahani focus kore do man no libe tahange ko ajo libe. If anyone is interested ene khula ajo do man. So anyone can come and work on their ideas, their projects like that. Space Education Center do see basically we have a 50-seater planetarium. It was a main do, and then surrounding that we have these flyers and posters about this astronomical stuff, this and that. It was a main attraction to the 50-seater planetarium. Dome I think it's the first of its kind in Nagaland. Planetarium do to man solar system the university ki ho ase to different shows kan ase dekhai thake man every day to dekhai thake ini ase
innovation hub and science space education center to le science center Dimapur te ase tu ta khan la edition ase to ete apni kan aibo parbu aro education notun education kan pawo parbu. Okay, moi lote te camera te ase Mr. Joy Wonch. To new edition la naam tuli.
That's all we have for now. For more news, keep watching HornbillTV.